1969, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Premieres on television. It begins a franchise of spin-offs, specials, movies, and magnificently confusing crossovers. On its 50th anniversary, there's one special in particular Scooby-Doo fans claim is by far the best one. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Will it have the same impact as when it first premiered? Will it have cameos from Zombie Gilligan and Skipper? And will it finally answer if Velma is the teenage version of Marcy? Don't delay the truth any longer. Fanfiction forums are counting on it. I'm Nostalgia Stack, and welcome to Nostalgia-ween.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. It's hard to find a formula that can last over 50 years. But Scooby-Doo has certainly found that formula. Though there's certainly been variations over the years, Scooby-Doo has delighted kids with almost the exact same characters and setup. A bunch of 20-something kids stumble across a monster that's usually a person in a mask, and they need to solve the mystery of who it is. Sometimes they stray from the formula, and the result has always been, well, back to formula. I guess it makes sense why it's lasted so long. The characters are pleasant and easy to identify. They're a great contrast to the gothic situations they're put in. The mysteries help kids form deductive problem-solving skills. And of course that adorably mangy dog too. It's become a cultural phenomenon, still making shows, movies, and specials, as well as being satirized by everybody, including themselves.
At least I try to look feminine!
Say what you will about it, but this is a franchise train that's provided a huge amount of steam. So, for their 50th anniversary, I want to look over what many fans would consider their best work. And most fans agree that would be Zombie Island. Released to home video in 1998, this is what many Scooby-Doo fans consider their magnum opus. With good animation, a darker tone, and actual monsters this time as opposed to just people in masks. An element that would return in many future spin-offs. While that's all fine and good, does it hold any value for grown-ups? Is there something there to entertain the brain of an adult as well as the heart of a child? Well, let's jump right in after running midair in a circle to find out. Let's close out Nostalgia-ween with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Ah shit, I put on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. As you may have noticed, the production in this one is certainly upped, with the backgrounds really breathing with dark and gothic life. I'm almost wondering if I put this in by mistake. It looks like a monster is hunting down the Mystery Inc. gang, and it wouldn't be a Scooby-Doo property without this creepy and foreboding environment given 100% inappropriate music. Today's soon-to-be dated musical guest is Third Eye Blind. Oh God, which one do I drop? And you know it's Velma. Yeah, they cut the part where Velma climbed Daphne in order to reach Shaggy's hand. You know exactly why. The monster is defeated and revealed to be...
Like, it's Mr. Beeman, the real estate agent.
I think the real question is, who's wearing the Fred mask? There's no way those are human eyes.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that big dog and you meddling kids.
I got top billing from the villa this time. It turns out this is a story Daphne is sharing on a talk show as she now has become a reporter on Americana.
Ooh, stories like that always give me the heebie-jeebies. Ooh!
Rosie O'Donnell's show has never been the same since she transformed into a skinny black woman. It looks like Fred is her producer, while the rest of the team has split, with Shaggy and Scooby becoming security guards at an airport. I'm not gonna lie, the idea of Scooby-Doo sniffing out drugs is both the funniest and most ironic thing they could do. You can't arrest me, Shaggy sold me that shit!
Rough him up, boys.
No, they're just happy because they get to keep the contraband food that others sneak into the country. And nothing else. Especially stuff that would make them want to eat all that contraband food.
Like, is this the jackpot of jobs or what?
And when I say jackpot, I mean we're getting jacked from pot. Meanwhile, Velma runs a mystery bookstore right next to Ray's occult books, as Fred calls and says he's getting the gang back together, surprising Daphne on her birthday.
Surprise!
Gosh,
Man, Velma spent no time getting her grope on.
Oh, I love purple.
So Fred invites them along on a story to find actual haunted areas instead of these surprisingly common criminals in ghost masks.
perfect. Mystery Inc. is back in business.
That was a whole 7 minutes we spent apart. Honestly, could have been edited out, but it was worth it for this Photoshop. They tour Louisiana to find real ghosts, but everyone is revealed to be fake. As it turns out, they're just too good at solving mysteries. They come across a woman named Lena Dupre who says she knows a real haunted house on Moonscar Island.
What do we have to lose?
And that Lena is kind of cute.
Fred.
I just meant she'd be real photogenic for our segment.
This is because I had that fling with Biff from Jabberjaw, isn't it? They follow her to a ferry that'll take them to the haunted island with the haunted house through the haunted bayou.
Pirates use this bayou to hide from the law. They know only a fool will come a-looking up in here.
No, sorry, I have a condition where I shout that word. Anyway, they were looking for fool's gold while nourishing a fool's hope in the middle of watching Fools Rush In. It was a new movie at the time. Underrated. Scooby and Shaggy fall over though, but are saved by a fisherman named Snakebite, who's looking to catch Big Mona, an uncatchable catfish.
This here's my hunting pig.
Hunting pig?
That's the weirdest thing I ever heard, isn't that right, mystery-solving talking dog?
Super weird.
He returns them to their boat and they arrive at the house on the island, which is crawling with cats.
Rats! Come back, Scooby!
You will know my name is the Lord when I lay my Scooby upon thee.
They come across the owner named Simone, who is not amused at Scooby's antics.
You'll have to do something about your dog.
Food always keeps Scooby occupied.
If it will keep him from chasing my cats.
No, I meant the cats being the food. Is that off the table? Scooby and Shaggy notice a chill in the kitchen as the local ghosts recommend their favorite Jordan Peele movie.
The hunting might just be starting. After sundown, the ghosts get more restless.
It'll be like those ghost hunting shows. There might be bumps in the distance. Bumps! Velma starts levitating though, as Daphne is thrilled that the ghost might be real.
This just gets better and better. Maybe from where you're standing.
Please say it's more than a maybe.
Anybody want to try getting me down?
Sure thing. Come on, Scoob.
I was talking to Daphne. They look over the video to see if they can gather clues as to what happened.
Feel the chill in the air. I think I saw something.
The ghost edited the footage to include a close-up.
It looks like a ghost.
Ha! It wasn't a criminal at all. It was Old Man Ghost. Something seems backwards. So the ghost, it looks like, is the pirate Moonscar, but Fred still thinks it can't be real.
Then why did it only show up on the tape?
There's always a logical explanation for these things.
Like, remember when we proved Fatima was really the devil? Just look at the facts. Velma examines further and discovers the house is partly made from Moonscar's pirate ship.
Parts of this house are quite old. Pieces of the pirate ship could have been used in the construction.
I hear that. The studio is 50% Hispaniola, complete with Captain Flint. I really should put a shelf there. So the legend goes, the pirate Moonscar buried treasure on the island, which Fred thinks is further proof it's just a person faking this looking for riches. Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy stumble into a pit where a dead body seems to be coming to life.
I've come to stop Pirates of the Caribbean flicks. Seriously, what was Javier Bardem doing?
They get out and tell everyone about LeChuck, but nobody saw him, including the suspicious gardener.
What were you doing out here?
My job.
He is suspicious, but he is kinda cute.
I can't wait to leave this movie in a body bag. They decide to let the gang spend the night as they're shown to their rooms.
Your room is this way, Fred. And this is your room, Miss Blake.
I object! Fred and I get separate rooms, but Scooby and Shaggy share the same bed? I mean, I know why you did it, but I still object! I like that for dinner, Shaggy changes from a green shirt literally into another green shirt, but it's interrupted by a ghost appearing in the mirror, scaring them away.
Hey, look! property of Colonel Jackson T. Pettigrew, 8th Louisiana.
Does nobody have short names in Scooby-Doo mysteries?
Let's see whose Redbeard really is.
It's Jeff!
That sounds like a Civil War regiment.
There were Confederate barracks on this island.
Now we have Civil War ghosts fighting pirate ghosts. When did Asylum Pictures take over the Scooby-Doo franchise? Well, let's not have this get in the way of our dinner.
The dog will have to eat outside.
Rats!
It's hard to enjoy a meal with a bunch of eyes staring at you.
It's okay, I've seen Sleepwalkers. Somebody in the house is just banging his mother.
Like, sit tight, old buddy.
I'm gonna kill these kitties faster than that Cats trailer! They of course stumble across more spooks as both zombie pirates and soldiers rise from the ground and chase after them. Quick, let's get out of here before we have to explain to kids what the Civil War and slavery is.
I told you the huntings were just beginning.
That's why I prepared this nice dinner! They go looking for Scooby and Shaggy to make sure nothing's happened to them.
So it's you!
Old Gardner! Gardner!
Your crazy friends are screaming about zombies.
You're never around when these ghosts and zombies appear.
Now, isn't that a coincidence?
We really believe you're behind it, which probably means you're not behind it. How many times have we done this routine? He starts getting pissed off of the accusations, even after saving one of their lives.
Quicksand.
Thanks, but you're still a suspect.
Now kindly carry me over these dangerous puddles, suspect! Fred and Daphne find the mystery machine, as well as the crawfish Scooby and Shaggy ate. That seems scream-worthy. Zombie and ghosts are one thing, but seafood shells? I might be dumb! They come across Shaggy and Scooby, as well as a zombie.
It's the fakest, cheesiest mask I've ever seen.
But it feels real.
I know, from all the dead faces I've touched in the past. Don't Google me.
Maybe it's real.
Well, I never thought I'd say this in a Scooby-Doo movie, but holy shit! Even the cast of Black Cauldron would be like, wow, God, Jesus, I mean, fuck! More zombies come to life as yet another inappropriate rock song plays, but honestly, the animation is so good, it has a little bit of a music video vibe to it.
It's terror time again, and you just might die of fright.
It's like if there was a Rob Zombie Kids, it actually kind of gels okay. Scooby and Shaggy stumble across a cave where they find voodoo dolls of Fred, Velma, and Daphne, as they seem to move whenever they're picked up. And yeah, this scene's pretty funny.
This one looks like Daphne.
Jenkins! Ow!
I'll forgive you only if you do that 5 more times. They're eventually dropped as they make it back to the house and discover the power is off. Great, this house was a pirate ship and the set for the Munsters. I had a feeling about both. They come across Lena, who says the zombies drag Simone away, but Velma doesn't quite believe her.
I saw the footprints of Simone's heels. She wasn't dragged. She walked down that tunnel.
That's why I let you walk us into this room where we can be easily trapped before I reveal that you're easily trapping us. I specialize in solving mysteries, not the timing of when I solve them. Sure enough, Simone reveals herself and uses the voodoo dolls to capture them.
Sorry I suspected you.
Apology accepted.
You're still a suspect. Seriously? Jesus, this really is Sleepwalkers! Except the movie was somehow less scary and more funny.
At least Scoob and Shaggy are still free.
We didn't even bother making wax dolls of them. A waste of time and magic wax.
Damn, that's harsh. That's like not making Sonic the Movie toys because you know they won't sell. It's practical, but still mean.
Every harvest moon, I must drain the life force from victims to preserve my immortality.
So really the title of this should have been Scooby-Doo on Zombie, Ghost, Crazy Cat Lady, and somehow Confederate Soldier Island. You know, at this point, Dracula could show up. It looks like even the fairy captain is one of the cat creatures as Simone reveals the true story of the pirate Moonscar.
I was one of a group of settlers who made this island our home. We looked to our cat god for a bountiful harvest.
Kind of a weird way of putting that. Isn't that kind of like saying we look to our Blitz Carpenter to show us the way? Moonscar was looking for a place to bury his treasure and attacked the people, forcing them into the bayou where they were eaten by gators. I think I gotta play a clip from earlier. Well, I never thought I'd say this in a Scooby-Doo movie, but holy shit! They prayed to the cat gods who gave them feline powers. So, Just to clarify, cat gods are the true religion in the Scooby-Doo universe. Oh, Scooby, you're going to cat hell. And they killed all the pirates off. Over the years, they would lure people to the island and drain their life force to stay alive. Meaning, for a Scooby-Doo movie, this has kind of an impressive body count.
It's us or them world. Make it them.
Just as they're about to be added to the pile, Scooby and Shaggy distract them as Velma breaks free and quickly makes voodoo dolls of Lena and Simone.
You're not the only ones who like playing with dolls.
Jinkies! Thank God I'm brushed up on the horrors of the black arts. Don't Google me either. Because they didn't drain them in time, the curse claims the cat people, and good God! Like, seriously, how did we get a G out of this? All the zombie spirits turn to ash as it looks like the day is saved, but nobody will believe what happened.
Don't be so sure. I'm Detective Bone Neville. Been working undercover investigating the island disappearances.
Like you, I'm ungodly slow at doing my job. He agrees to do an interview for Daphne's show as the gang gets ready to leave the island.
With all the zombies and cat creatures gone, this is a pretty romantic spot.
Yeah.
Makes me think of all the times we mentally cheated on each other. I'm totally doing that cop, by the way.
I would like to write detective stories.
I've always been crazy about a good detective. A story, that is. I even own my own mystery bookstore.
No kidding.
Do you have a brother I could possibly date? Well, this is ironic. We're reminded this guy was a character as Scooby and Shaggy have one last bite for the road.
Someone didn't measure out this framing or they've all been cursed by David the Gnome's eyebrows.
Right.
So that's said to be one of the best Scooby-Doo movies, if not the best Scooby-Doo movie. And for what it is, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, keep in mind, it is still a Scooby-Doo cartoon, so it's still more kid-centered in terms of humor and character. But it does up the ante with heavily atmospheric animation, a cinematic feel, a decent mystery combining the practical and supernatural, and some pretty intense creep factor as far as Scooby-Doo movies go. I don't think it's any great achievement or anything, but for a straight-to-video movie, a lot more effort was put into it than many would probably expect. It's nice that it can play up the darkness and take a few risks than, say, other Scooby-Doo properties should have. You know who you are. So yeah, if you're a Scooby-Doo fan, this is a pretty decent flick to check out. If you're not, I don't think this is gonna sway you, but I don't think it'll turn you off to it either. I think it has just enough of an edgy creativity to be enjoyable, as long as you keep in mind the humor and characters are still primarily aimed at kids. But what's wrong with that? Go ahead and gather the little ones around the TV screen and scare the everlasting bejesus out of them. And that wraps up another nostalgia-ween. So next week, it probably makes sense to review something a little different. Something super, but full of wonder. Drove people batty, but was gone in a flash. Aquaman and Cyborg.
Solamente a sentire le tue storie mi vengono i brividi dappertutto.